What's up?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Hey, I
Uh,
saw the Shy Ghost stream. That was really nice.
oh yeah, that was great. Did you watch the whole lecture?
I think I came in probably 45 minutes before it ended, so I don't know how long it was going on.
It was about a 2 hour lecture.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was only there for like an hour.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I recommend watching that. It's a pretty good lecture. He also said a lot of things that I think I say, but in different wordings. So maybe some things that I say that haven't clicked, maybe hearing it from him will click. He also said some stuff that I'm like going to try to apply myself as well. So kind
Yeah,
of
when he
excited.
was talking about because I always have issues with that when I play, where somebody would do something to maybe a group I'm doing,
Hmm.
and the way he framed it, he was like, "You need to ask yourself, like, is this group in danger?" And like, there's only three stones on the board. He's like, "No, and it's not in danger at all." He was like, "These moves are frivolous. Don't do these." It was like, try and make strength elsewhere while and stay strong everywhere. I'm like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
that that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Yeah, no, I really liked the lecture day. I think there was a lot to learn from it. I think honestly, I'm debating getting lessons. I think he's only a few ranks stronger than me, but I'm debating to get lessons just for the sake of simplifying, like just fine tuning my game. I think he's about sixth on, or at least I know he was several years ago. So he's like five on, sixth on. And I'm like I guess two don around ish.
It blows me away that he took a break for like 15 years and came back, and he's still so strong. Like
Yeah.
it just sticks with you, I guess.
Yeah, Go, you don't really lose skill. You can lose reading, but you don't really lose skill. Honestly,
Mm.
yeah. I don't think unless I get a brain injury or something, I don't think um I'll ever like get super that much weaker than what I am now. Um Maybe like when I get old, I'll get really weak. But the only I was gonna say I don't think I'll ever not be a Dawn player for the rest of my life, and I was just remembering like this year I was struggling to get to Dawn from OGS, so I don't want to say never that won't be able to lose Dawn, but I think I'll always be around at least this level of strength, even if my reading's not up to speed, especially if I keep teaching for the rest of my life.
Right.
I think
And
I'm
I
gonna get.
feel like when you get older, it will be more or less like it like you'll subconsciously read, maybe like you won't like mentally put the thought into it, but you'll just know. And that's where it comes the game starts to become more like a feeling. Like I feel like this is the right move.
Yeah.
Though as you're older, you might forget why it's the right move through like your reading, but you just know.
See, as a teacher, I struggle with that already. I'm like, I
Mm,
know this is wrong, but how do I like explain why it's wrong? How do I prove this to the student why it's wrong?
right.
Like I have like strong instincts that this is wrong, but how do I explain it? And so I'm already struggling with that. But that's mostly how the Clossi approach was born, right? Was me
Right.
trying to prove, hey, what is it that makes good moves? And the
Mm,
Clossi approach was born. And it was honestly like Shy goes like, where am I weak? Where's my opponent weak? Where's the big move? That was like the start of his lecture. That started me on the path of the Clossi approach, or it gave me like something to start with, and then I expanded on top of that and just added layers and layers and layers on top of that. So I kind of call Shy Ghost like the grandfather of the Clossi approach, but it's more like he had a Shy Ghost approach, and I kind of like took what I liked about it and then and just added a lot of layers to it.
right.
Um, but yeah, the original three questions, my weakness, my opponent's weakness, big moves, is kind of like the Shigo stuff, which I thought he got it from Yulin Yang, but maybe it was just like he had a lot of teachers over the years, so maybe he doesn't remember exactly. But
Right.
I thought it came from like Yulin Yang. But basically, Shy Ghost is the one who taught me that. And yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in the lecture today.
No, I love it. Like I hope that he gets that $200 so we can get another lecture because I really want to hear it.
I think he'll do lectures. But I don't know if he's that interested in streaming, unfortunately. So if you're not on KGS, maybe you won't get the lectures.
Right.
Maybe we could like convince someone to record them and put them on YouTube. So even
Mhm.
if like we can't watch directly, like get him a YouTube channel or something, you know?
Yeah, just like get him somebody that just like when he's done like recording, he's like, all right, I'll just send this to somebody, and then somebody just like takes care of the rest for him.
All right. So how have your games been going?
Oh, they've been terrible.
Uh,
This is probably my worst week since getting past 20Q. This has been my worst week. Um, so instead of kind of like sitting there and like
Really?
trying to figure out why I'm playing so bad,
Hold on.
I
What makes you think it's a bad week?
I had like I know this is I had 3 losses in a row, and the wins that I did get, I felt like I shouldn't have won. Like I won those games because my opponent like missed something, and I got to take an entire group, and it's the only reason I won. Um,
Um, you're the second student I've had that's been like, I'm going 50-50. This is like a terrible week. I'm like, hold on.
not- it's not like a true 50-50. Like the games I won, I should not have won. I lost because literally there was an obvious move, and I guess maybe they didn't really see it, and they went somewhere else. And because of that one move, I won.
But that means
And
you won because you have better habits because of your
I
training.
I guess. Anyway, so instead of kind of I feel like when I play bad, I really start reinforcing bad habits, which
Hmm.
is what happens.
So you want to
Um,
do? What do you want to do? Shadow go or something?
oh, I mean, no, we could do whatever you want. You teach you do whatever. But I just wanted to point out that so instead, I knew I was playing bad this week, so I focused on something I'm really bad at in general to
Hmm.
try and get better at it. And so a lot of my games, you'll see me. I will really focus on playing on the biggest framework. That was kind of my goal this whole week. So even on games where I'd lose, as long as I played on the biggest framework, I was happy.
Um, I think that's probably why you won so many. So as long as you play defense and get to the biggest framework, as long as those are the only two things you're focusing on, getting to 15Q isn't that isn't that hard.
I got 16Q and I was so stoked. I was so happy. I ran, told my girlfriend, I was like, I'm finally 16Q, about to hit that 15, and then just lost. I was like, oh, no.
That's what caused a losing
Yeah,
streak because you got cocky about it.
yeah, I was getting cocky about it.
Actually, do can we look at those 16Q games?
Yeah, I think the Paul Lego 21 is probably my stronger game. There's definitely big mistakes in them, but I
Okay.
think the overarching kind of make the big move, play on the largest framework. That I think that's all there, and even in the Lion Row, it's a good game. I made a huge mistake in it, but I think that the build up to that, I think it was really good play. So they're both good games.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what you're doing right, and so let's look at Powell first, and then we'll look at the Lion game.
Yep.
Review started.
Which I wonder if Lion's in chat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I know I review a lot of Lion Rogues games, so like I immediately noticed that name and I was like, oh hey, that's a name I know. It's really funny. I'm seeing like so many people everywhere. I guess I see so many of the same people, the same hundreds of people over and over and over that I'm starting to recognize all the usernames on OGS.
Well, I mean, I think that you're a big pull for OGS too. So a lot of people the reason I play OGS is because you play OGS. I mean, that's just a fact.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, I don't play anywhere else. So I think that's like a big thing. People who watch your stream or even familiar with you, they probably play on OGS. You know what I mean? So and it's queues. I feel like people in queue in around the queue bracket, I think they really try and learn more and learn a lot, especially like where I'm at. So I mean, I feel like they'd come to you easier. Make that one instead. The reason I didn't make that one is because I didn't have a low stone on the right. But
Okay, but why not here?
um,
2 stones,
yeah,
jumps 3.
yeah, that's true. I don't know, being safe.
Yeah. That's not safe. This is like over defense.
Okay,
You still gotta jump 3. Like I understand going low or whatever, and
right.
making your base is good. That's safe, but not jumping 3 is with two
Big.
stones is this is just a little bit of a chicken move.
Okay.
But the reason I'm pointing out high is because you have a stone on both sides. So when you have support on both sides, high is an option.
I thought that high was more of an option if you have two low stones at both sides.
It's more about support on both sides. You develop instead of secure.
Okay.
Why here?
I made the low stone to the left, so I wanted to make kind of a connecting move like that. Not like connecting, but I felt like I had a good base set to get support from that lower stone to the left.
So what you're saying is one weird move uh, got
Another
encouraged another weird move.
I guess so.
1 point jumps are what we do here because it makes it easier to handle all the stuff in the corner.
Okay.
Um, yeah, 1 point jumps is what we do here. 2 space jumps on the fourth line is not very. It's not one of our beginner shapes. Because on the fourth line you have all this stuff to worry about.
Right.
So it makes this even more annoying to deal with.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is certainly something to consider, but I think you're just setting yourself up for more problems.
Gotcha.
What? You're a little bit of a chicken move game. First off,
That's a that's a 4 space jump or 3 space jump.
this is an extension, and you're poking White's position. You're building, correct? You are not playing a base.
Right.
Here, you're playing a base, but you don't need a base on top. So, is this defense?
Oh. Yeah, I think it is defense. I mean,
You don't need defense here. You already have a base.
okay.
So I thought you were playing big move. Big move, you like cap, you shoulder hit, you could approach. Big move.
Oh, I would like the shoulder hit there. Actually, that's a good one.
I think this one's probably more common because this kind of pokes this position, this move right here.
Mm.
So it kind of encourages a response, and then you can like go build.
Right. I've kind of fallen out of the shoulder move recently just because I've been focused on building more recently, I think, but I kind of want to go back to it for the shoulder hit.
This is nice. Ooh, yeah, diagonal. But yeah, surround. This is why we diagonal. Because now you can go here, he can't connect under.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm real bad at like the pincer. Like I always do it. I'm like, and since he really didn't jump out like I thought he was gonna do, he like did the double pincer. I'm like, I really don't know how to handle the situation.
Yeah, this is just annoying.
Yeah.
Just annoying shape for us. Yeah, this is awkward. Probably just go here.
Okay.
That way you can block that move.
Right.
Okay, you're playing defense though, so that's good. Probably just surround. Because White's the one weak, not you. If you surround. You should get strength while he's surviving.
Okay.
At this point, I would just cut and kill.
Gotcha.
Just cut and kill. All right, so you're playing a big move, okay? But you haven't really learned attacking yet, so this is all fine. You're just playing defense, right? So
right.
this is all kind of fine. Defense and then big move. Defense and then big move. This is nice.
Yeah, at this point, I was looking at the biggest framework, and I thought that his on the left is looking really big, so I wanted to extend mine while making his.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Okay.
It maybe not perfect play, but like perfect play for this level, but like it's pretty decent.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like is that connection up top, but other than that, your moves are along the lines of what I want to see, which is good. Just maybe your shape needs improvement, but that's just going to come with experience and more game reviews.
Right.
I don't know about a knight's move here, but okay. It works. It's just unnecessary complications again. But okay, so he reduced. Okay, and you build the top. Is this really the big area though?
In my head, I still think that the left area is really big, so I wanted to reduce.
I see. This was not Sentai though. Maybe just play here.
Oh yeah.
You also just shoulder hit here.
Shoulder hit that just because there's space for me to build.
Yeah, it just gives you better follow-ups.
And now why the 1 point jump there?
Normally to a shoulder hit, you 1 point jump.
Okay.
When they block, it's either Nobi or 1 point jump, and 1 point jump just moves faster. So okay. Honestly, your thinking isn't wrong. But when you get stronger, what you want to do is you're like, okay, I want to see what options I have. Like, look at all the shoulder hits, look at all the caps. I want to see what options I have, and then I want to find one that has good follow-ups.
Okay.
So this will come as you get more practice. So I don't really like dislike your move, but I think there are better moves. So the way you work on this is when you are trying to reduce. Now that you know the timing to reduce, you give yourself more than just one option to look at. It's like first you have to figure out to reduce. Like okay, you can do that. Next thing you add on is how you reduce. So you find the shapes that do that better. And I think that will be the next thing you have to work on is improving your shapes to do your goal. But
Mhm.
the most important thing is do your goal. And even if you do it clumsily, it's better than not doing it. But now I think it's for this one, it would be about improving how you do accomplish the goal.
Okay.
Uh, do you think the center is the biggest? I thought the left side was the
I
biggest.
I thought that my top right was the biggest, so I figured playing that while stopping him from coming in would help me build the top right.
Mm-hmm. I think the simple shape for you is here.
Oh, I'll make a little tiger mouth. That's cute. All right.
This one I just jumped through.
Oh. Hmm. Yeah, I was
Ideally,
looking
you
at it.
would want
I'm
to
like,
play cap and then double tap.
yeah, I was afraid of the elephant's eye there, but you're right. I have support there.
Yeah, but we know how to use the. We know the knight's move to the elephant's eye.
Right.
And this is also one of those exceptions. When you have this stone, you can do the double 1 point jump and make a tiger's mouth.
Oh.
But even if we played this one, it's still better than the game because we know how to deal with elephant's eye. We shouldn't fear the elephant's eye. Elephant's eye is one of our shapes that we know.
Okay.
Let's see. With that being said, yeah, this kind of broke through your position. I kind of like your thinking in this game. Mostly the things that I don't like is just your execution, but that's normal for a 17Q. So I understand how you won. Why are we not defending our weak stones?
I was sacrificing them to build the right.
Defense comes before big move. These are
Okay.
cutting stones. They're worth saving. So cutting stones is a group. So yeah. Sacrifice plays are not generally good unless they're like nothing stones. Yeah, you got a little too obsessed with the right here because that left side's looking kind of large, especially since you gave him 2 more stones to make it even bigger. But okay. What I don't like is building in a gote. I want to like reduce while I build.
Oh, okay.
But okay. I definitely like what you're attempting to do. I definitely like the idea. This one I would Nobi because cutting point.
Right.
Good fix. And start Yosei. Yosei is Sente. Sente. Sente.
See, I knew the timing for Yosei. I was like, this is Yosei, and I just made the wrong Yosei. But I'm getting a better feel for Yosei.
Yeah.
Like when to start doing it at least.
No, you're doing pretty good. I kind of like this game. Definitely needs shape improvement, but for basics, I do actually like this game. Ooh, please tell me you kill this.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
That's not how you kill it.
Oh, maybe I don't kill this. I think this is where I messed up.
Oh, he messed up actually. No, maybe it's dead either way because normally in this shape he goes here and he makes life, but because you have some stones, it doesn't work.
Right.
So, the way you kill a 3/3 invasion at the end is attack it from the second line. Remember, when they're fully surrounded, you kill stuff from the second line and push it to the edge because they can't. You just Nobi out and they can't escape. Where do they go? You kill stuff from the second line.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. That's been messing me up a lot recently, actually.
This one, this is a bulky 5. So I think you maybe need a little bit more life and death application practice.
Mhm.
Maybe play handicap games once or twice a week, because, or people give you handicap, because this is attack and defense basics. You need to see that once something's surrounded, it's vital point time. So I would expect something like this at this level.
Okay.
This one, like maybe he lives, right?
Right.
Like he doesn't, but like I don't like that.
He might fit in the
I could see accidents happen
right.
with stuff like that. So I don't like the order of moves that you handle this in. Oh, so he did live. Yeah, so here
Yes.
it's reduced the ice space, and he's dead. So he actually did let him live. Ah, definitely. What?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The wins I did get, I don't feel like I deserved it.
Well,
Yeah.
you totally deserve this game. I don't know why you're saying that. Yeah, this should have lived because you messed up life and death. But
Yeah.
look at all of those moves. Look at all these moves. You were getting to the big stuff. I don't understand why you don't deserve it.
Hmm.
Yeah, your shapes are not perfect yet, but you have to learn in the proper order. The proper order is get your goal. You are doing the goal. Now it's just learn how to do it better. That's the way you learn. That's the way you improve. That's you're going in the correct order. But what you can't do is say I'm doing bad because I'm doing the goal, but I'm doing it poorly. Well, you aren't supposed to just magically know how to do it.
Right.
So I think you're doing good. You're making progress. I don't understand why you think you're doing bad. Yeah, your opponents are making silly mistakes. That has nothing to do with you though. Your moves are accomplishing goals. Maybe yeah, you need to improve. Yeah, you need to get better, but you're on the right track. You are accomplishing goals, which was the whole point on the 1919 starting out, is to play defense and then play a big move. You are doing that in a kind of a crude way, but you're doing it. You're on the right track. So you are making progress. You're doing good. But yeah, just you need more shape improvement. So what you need is just keep doing what you're doing. Your ideas and approach is correct. What you need is more practice and game reviews doing what you're doing, and I think that would be perfect. And then you improve the shapes and execution, but you still do the same goals, and then you're doing good. And then you get to 16 Q, and then we add on attacking and attacking shapes, where it gets a lot of fun very quickly. No, I think you're doing great. Boink, 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 boink.
Oh man.
Boink, 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 boink. So
I wish you could just sit on my shoulder while I play. That'd be nice. Just sit right there.
You know, one of these days, I'm gonna go to an anime convention or go to Go Congress or whatever, dress up as Psy, and be like, "All right, who wants me?"
You get your little fan out. You're pointing.
Who needs AI when you got a Clossi on your shoulder?
Oh, I lose this piece.
Actually, AI is banned at Go Congress, but they never said
Is it?
Clossius is banned at Go Congress. So, you know, little things. I don't know if this works, but okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
I was just trying things.
You should probably read these things rather than trying them, because trying is for 20 Qs. Reading is for 17 Qs. Because if you are wrong and I connect, you lose territory. So this is negative points. We can't play negative points once we're on the 19. It's a little strict, but it's a good habit to read. Don't try. Just do, you know, like the Yoda phrase.
Right.
There is no try, there's only do, or something like that. Yeah, just you're technically supposed to read this stuff out, not get lucky, but it's okay. I mean, you're still learning. I think you're on the right track, and then yeah, he tries. and it doesn't work because that just doesn't work. Uh-oh.
Yep. I, you know,
Oops.
yep. I lose it here. Yep.
Okay, but let me ask you this. You missed an Atari.
Right.
Does that mean you think you're much worse than this guy?
I mean, no, but I shouldn't have missed it, honestly.
And neither should have he. But you
Yeah.
both did. That doesn't make either one of you better or worse than the other. You both literally missed an Atari this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,
It's
2,
about the
3,
same amount
4,
of
5,
points, yeah.
6, 7. Yeah, you both missed the exact same Atari size, pretty much.
Yep.
Like with one stone difference. And for some reason you're thinking you don't deserve to be 16 Q?
I mean,
Baloney,
I
man. Baloney. You're doing just as good as this guy. Just baloney. You tried crazy crap. He tried crazy crap.
yeah, I mean, except my crazy crap was only like 2 stones.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing better than he is. No, you're fine. You're doing good. Your goals are doing good, and making mistakes at the end of the game is technically the next thing that's likely to happen. Because think about it. Before you couldn't make it to the end of the game without dying or something, or without because defense first. You had to learn defense first. So before you can make mistakes at the end of the game, you have to not die and get to the end of the game. And then you start making mistakes at the end of the game, and you start thinking, "Oh, I'm missing Ataris. I must be bad." No, that's the next step is to keep focus. The first step is keep focus for 100 moves. The next step is keep focus for 200 moves. But you can't just magically be good at the entire game. You have to go through the ropes. We've all gone through this. You are doing good. I actually really like this game. I think there's a lot of shapes again that I don't agree with, but I think you're doing good. I think you're pressuring yourself too much. Yeah, your Yosei timing was really good. Your getting to the big moves was really good. The only thing I really didn't like was your shapes. But that comes with more game reviews and practice. But
Right.
goal wise, yeah, defense, big moves. Defense, big moves. Defense wise, I didn't like how you gave this area. That ended up becoming a lot of points. But other than that, it seemed pretty good, and you won this game.
Yep.
You missed an Atari and you won the game, but he missed an Atari too.
Yeah. So it was even. So it's like I never missed Atari at all.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's look at the next game against Lion Rogue.
Review
I'm
started.
actually going to make a note. You did really well with the goal of the turn. Next is to do the goal with better shapes. Alrighty. I'm in the review. Do you have the review?
Yep, I'm in here.
Alrighty. So you are black. Doot.
Some more Atari misses coming up.
Doot. Why are we playing Avalanche?
Huh?
Why are we bumping our head right here?
That's part of the Joseki.
That's the Avalanche Joseki. That's like really hard Joseki.
I just go to Josekipedia and I'm just like, what do I want to learn? And I learn something. I'm like, yeah, that looks cool, and I just do it. I don't really put the mindset of like, why do I do this Joseki? With the exception of, I should go high because I need to get the medal. That's about all.
Yeah, this
the
one's the
brain power that goes
easy
into
one.
it.
I mean, you played the Joseki, so it worked out, I guess. This looks a little bit strange.
I saw 4 stones. I'm like, oh, I got 4 stones. That was my thought process.
Well, if you're playing a big move, like the right side, right? But
Well, that doesn't have a base though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at like Tiger's Mouth or something, but it feels so slow. I don't know how to respond to this. I think it's just here. Is that Sentai? I think it's Sentai. So I think you do 1 in Sentai.
Oh, okay.
And then make something. I really want this Tiger's Mouth, but it's so slow. I don't know. Maybe making the Tiger's Mouth is fine. I don't know.
Okay.
Bats is in here probably gonna yell at me because I don't know
Yeah,
the
I was just looking
I
at
don't
some
know
like
I don't know like all the avalanche crap like this.
right.
I know
I
that
just
I know this move.
oh, I don't
Yeah,
like that move.
yeah, you gotta go through all the variations if you're gonna play. If you're gonna go through the Josekipedia, you have to go through all the Josekipedia. Um, gets a little complex really quickly, but it's fine. It's fine. You're playing defense. It's okay. Like I said, it's the. I may not agree with your shapes, but your decisions are correct. Why here?
I felt like that my stuff on the bottom was a bit weak since he jumped in like that. So I wanted to play a bit more defense and like my thought process is I have the entire top hemisphere like with
Mm.
that move I made earlier. I felt that that was very strong. And if I made the right, then I would have like a really big piece of the like I had to have a ton of moyo to work with. So that's why I went there.
Yeah, along the big move lines, I would play something like that. Develop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, you don't need a base because you already have a base, but I
Right.
mean, it's still value, I guess. Okay, so reduce while building. Oh, perfect. I love it. I love it. I was looking at that one and this one, or this
Oh,
one.
okay. Cool.
Yeah, just some simple shape that does our job. But you gotta learn this move though. Um,
Version to like touching. I'm like, I don't want to touch it. But
yeah, I know, but that's how 3 space jumps work.
yeah.
At least this move, like right. At least cap and you can't be afraid of the elephant. Elephants are not
Yep.
hard. So yeah, at least cap. Like maybe this one's too difficult for you, but caps should be very easy.
Okay.
Especially if you take 2 moves to do one job. Um. Okay. All right. This is where you might start struggling because we haven't
This
talked
is
a lot
hey,
about
that was a
attacking.
really good eye because I struggle right here. You're completely right. I get
Um.
destroyed.
Yeah. So that's because at 16Q, 15Q, we start adding on attacking. So your job here is to unsettle and surround. So can he make a base? No, he's not on the third line. So all you have to do is surround and get something in Sente. So here, 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 here.
All
Any
right.
any
Well,
of those moves?
let's see if I make any of those moves. I'm curious. Nope.
Ooh, close. So why so far away?
That's a um I think in my mind he made that move and I was just like, what is that? That's literally when he made the move, I said, what is that? I just didn't understand it. So I was like, whatever, I'll just use this time to like secure more of the right. I'll just have the entire right side.
I mean, that's
I
a good idea. So that's what this move does is like it's fourth line, and while he's surviving, you just get fourth line territory.
right,
Clossi approach would say we need to surround with like capping move or shoulder hit and just
right.
push them to the edge, right? And just stay strong when we get weak, and just push them to the edge. So they have to run, and all we do is just chase them out, right? And just chase them out. Just and look at all the profit in the center.
Yeah.
That's our only job is to surround and get something for free. That's when they come in our area, that's all we're thinking about. Surround, get something for free. And then we watch our own weaknesses when they happen. So just surround, get something for free. As long as you get something for free, it's fine. There you go. Ooh, stay strong, Hane. Hane's and Knight's moves for attacking are pretty strong because they don't have time to cut you. Maybe even here.
Whatever his dad.
Yeah, that's
Do you see
probably
how?
why I
Do you see how like he doesn't have time to cut you? He gets surrounded.
right.
That's why Hane's and Knight's moves are great. But in this case, he touched. You want to respond to the touch.
Okay.
Watch your base in the corner. Good.
Yeah, and this is where I goofed.
This is one of the pitfalls of attacking that you'll learn. You'll start noticing that while you're attacking, something will get weak, and then he'll counterattack. So that's what you have to watch out for. Is every turn, does it do anything to me? No. Keep surrounding. If it does something to me, then defense first. And that's one of the pitfalls. This isn't that difficult to deal with, I think.
Yeah, I just deal with it wrong with that. Yeah, I went on the wrong side.
This is
I
our
was like,
this is our 20Q basics.
I know.
Doot doot doot.
And in my head, I was like, I'm doing this right now. And I was like reading it. I'm like, yeah, this is it. And it just, nope, that wasn't.
Oh dear. Okay, so just switch gears.
Yep.
Play defense, and we're defended. He's alive. Okay, next big move. Bottom
Yep.
side.
That's what I do. Oh, I don't know if I go bottom side. That's a whole different.
You're not.
Uh,
You're not just sacrificing it. Okay. Oh, you do go bottom side. Nice.
wow, check me out.
Approach fourth line. Yeah, you're doing great. Your goal is like kind of on point. I mean, it's not directly on the point, but like you're in the yellow zone, right, of the target. It's just you're playing some weird shapes to do it. So like here, instead of approaching fourth line stone, we played here. Yeah, you're just playing weird shapes to accomplish the goal, but you're doing the goals, you're doing some goals. So I think you're doing great. I don't know what all the stress is about. What are we doing here?
That's a really good question.
He plays here.
Yeah.
What's our goal?
The connect to that stone out there.
Defense. Connect.
Yeah.
But you got distracted. Here's another pitfall at 16Q to 15Q. When you start learning how to attack, you start looking for attacks, and then you start attacking before defending. That is a pitfall. That is a common mistake. Defense first. Otherwise, things backfire. And that's how you get a million cutting points, or you lose track of your main group.
Right.
Ta-da! Your whole group dies because you lost track.
Yeah.
White's trying to attack your whole. See, White's doing the exact same thing though. White is not defending and trying to attack. And guess what's gonna happen when he does that? At some point, I'm thinking
I do start attacking.
You'll start like breaking through and counterattacking.
I do this. Just not right.
This is a little bit scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I saw it the entire time I was doing it, but I was like, I don't know if this is the right time to activate this.
Yeah, once you're okay, you can activate it.
Okay.
When you have higher level reading, you'd say, does this actually help me be okay? But for now, it's just defense first, then offense. That's fine. I really hate this empty triangle.
I know. I hated the power shape too, but I wanted to put him into oh, what? He gets out.
He does get out, but then you attack everything in the center. So that means if you play the last move first, this is Sente. He has to go here, and then you just go there. Yeah. Yeah, that's why the empty triangle is so good. Don't help your opponent defend.
Right.
Okay. That's a cutting point. Here, 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 here.
Oh.
That way, it's a ladder.
I never really thought to use like a wall like that. Okay.
Someone's not reading their cuts.
Yep.
Defense first. Don't get caught up with attacking. This is why you lost this game.
Yeah.
You're trying to add on attacking, but you're neglecting defense, and that's fine. It's a common pitfall. We're addressing it now, so now you can work on it in the future. But that's probably why you had your losing streak, is because you focused too much on attacking before defense, and then you said, "Okay, screw it. I'm just going to defend and play big moves," and then you started winning again. So that's probably what happened. Yeah. And the whole center falls apart.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a note of that. When you attack, watch your weaknesses. Defense first. Okay? That, I think, That I think is what is going wrong this game. Is you keep losing track of your weaknesses in the fight.
Right.
So just prioritize your weaknesses, and if you have none, then you can attack. But in the fight, every single move you have to identify when something starts making you weak again. So yeah, defense first. And learning when you start learning how to attack, this is a common pitfall. So you're not doing anything bad at all. This is very
Okay.
normal. Um, it's just that's what the lessons are for. We address it, and now you're like, okay, so I was trying to
We
attack,
haven't
and
really
it didn't work
went through
out.
the attack lecture yet since I haven't hit 15Q. But I'll
Attacking is really simple. It's just two things. One is when they don't make a base, take it, and when they're in your area, just surround them.
okay.
When they're baseless, just surround. But during the fight, when you get weak, just play defense first. Unsettling and surrounding is pretty much the fundamentals of attacking, but the timing is what's more important than anything else.
Okay.
So when they come inside of your area, surround them. When they don't make a base, unsettle and surround them. But any other time, you're just going to play defense and big moves. And that's how you
Okay.
get to single digit Q. But, I mean, execution's also important. Those are the basics you need to get to single digit Q. But the shapes will come with more game reviews. And that's why I encourage you to get game reviews and play lots of games. Because double digit Qs, the biggest thing that they lack is experience. So the more games you play, the better. But focus on the fundamentals.
Well, February's coming fast, so that's about to be 100 games right there.
Yeah, exactly. But don't forget to get game reviews on some of them. Otherwise, I don't want to see you play 100 games and develop some weird habits.
Some super odd habits, yeah.
um, yeah, so I don't think you're playing bad at all. I think you're actually doing really well. I understand how you're poking 16Q is because you're focusing on the goal of the turn, which is exactly what I want you to do, is focus on the goal of the turn. I think what's tripping you up is you get into fights and then you started to lose track of your weaknesses and you neglected defense first. And like in this game, you got caught up in attacking your opponent and I guess punishing or surrounding or whatever, and you lost track of defense first. That's why you're losing the games. So the more you focus on the goal, the better your game looks. With that being said, to improve, you need to work on your shapes. So play lots of games, game reviews, really focus on the goal. And you can also review like old Japanese pro games. I don't know how helpful they'll be in the middle game or in like overall strategy, but old Japanese pro games from like 1800s and 1900s have a lot of really good shapes. And if you can start to move around the board like they did, that's really useful.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say game reviews
I've been trying to stay away from
1800 through 1900.
I've been trying to
Pro
stay away from
games.
programs because I didn't want to like see something cool and like try to do it and not know how to handle it.
Yeah, avoid that. Yeah, I don't want to see you coming back after reviewing some pro games and start playing the Taisha. Just because the Taisha was common. I don't want to. I don't want to see you playing this crap. This is not. I know this is common in 1800s, 1900s, but this is not what I'm trying to get you to get from.
Oh, okay.
I want to see you playing like solid middle game shapes, like 1 point jumps and everything like that.
Well, early on, I was doing like the Chinese opening. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, this is obviously good. But I was doing the Chinese opening without like knowing why you do the Chinese opening, which is you want people to attack you. I'm like, wait a second, I don't want that.
Yeah, it's you want influence so you can attack something. You want to be the attacker with the Chinese opening.
I I just feel like my play style is just so like I want to bunker down, get a nice big old space in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you can have a style at double digit Q. It's just about don't neglect defense, don't miss offense opportunities, and just play the big move. Don't get
Mm.
tunnel visioned, don't get caught up in local fights, don't miss your cuts. That's a double digit Q. Style really doesn't have anything to do with anything at this level, unfortunately. I know it's not as exciting, it's not as fun, but style isn't really a thing.
Mm.
However, what is a thing is knowing your opening really well. So I don't care what opening you play. If you know the first 30 moves inside and out, you are going to go into the middle game with a much better position than your opponent. So I do encourage you to pick an opening and like use wall 3 and learn the normal Josekis with that opening. That's I do encourage that. But saying style like I want Moyo or I want to fight, I want to defend or whatever, I mean, you just need to do the basics. At the end of
Right.
the day, you just need basics. An opening just gives you good direction to play, um, but styles don't really come into play at this level because we don't even know what the options are yet.
Okay.
Um, I think the big conclusions I want to make is one, you are doing better than you think you're doing. Your results speak for themselves. You had a bad day. I think that was because you were neglecting the goal, but you immediately fixed it because you're like, screw it, I'm just going to focus on the goal of the turn. And you said it yourself, I'm just going to focus on playing big moves. There you go. That's all you need to get to 16Q, right? It's just big moves and don't die. Don't neglect defense and play the big moves, and you win. I think the pitfalls you were falling into was you were getting caught up in a fight and neglecting defense because you were seeing weakness and you weren't watching your own defense. So the way to tackle that is when you have the opportunity to surround something in your area of control, sure, do it. That's fine. Just watch out for any weaknesses coming about during that. And I think if you can do that, that will solve a lot of your problems. But you are learning on the right track. I don't. I think you're being too hard on yourself to say like I'm playing really bad or whatever. I think you're just being too hard on yourself because your results are good, your goal is good, your shapes maybe not so much, but they're on the right track. So I think you're learning on the right track. Yeah, I honestly think you can get to 16Q by next lesson. Is simply if you just play like another 15 games or so, and you just focus on the goal and just try to do a little bit better with your shapes. So if you start reviewing some pro games and then just focus on the goal of the turn, my weakness, big move. And if my opponent goes in my area, I just surround, watch my weakness, and bada bing, bada boom, I win. I don't see a reason why you can't be 16Q. Now, with that being said, if you're facing 15 Qs, I don't think it's bad if you lose. I mean, they're 2 ranks stronger than you right now. It's okay to lose the 16 Qs and 15 Qs. You just want to beat the 17 Qs and get to 16Q. So looking at your game history, uh, you lost to a 16Q, you lost to an 18Q, and you lost to a 16Q. The 18Q you can lose. You just should have a slight advantage or a slight higher chance to win. 16Q you actually are supposed to have a lower chance to win than 50-50 because they're ranked stronger than you.
Right.
So if you can go 50-50 against 16Qs, let's see. Since last week, you played a 16Q, lost 17 won, 18 won, 25 you won. 16 you lost, 16 you lost, 16 you won. So you have a little bit of a higher loss streak against 16 Qs, but against 17, 18 Qs, you have 17 win, 18 win. If we go on the 14th, 17 win, and then 118 loss, 20 Q win. So you actually haven't lost to anyone 17 or weaker in the last week. So I think you're probably just putting too much pressure on yourself. And you got to be very careful about that. It's very easy to develop ladder anxiety or other anxieties if you're too hard on yourself. Don't look at games individually. Look at games overall. Self-Atari happens. Your opponent did it too, so it's quite normal at this level. Just focus on the goal and just try to improve your execution of the goal, and I think you're doing good. With that, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I think that just playing defensive, I'll get a lot better. So I just need to hop on that some more.
Yeah, what you're doing, whatever mindset you're in of getting to the big move, that's really good. You're actually getting in the areas that I'm getting to as well. So you saw that several of your moves were almost my moves. Just get to the big moves, right? The only thing is when there's weakness, deal with that and then get to the big move. And I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. I do think you're on the right track. Be very careful about being too hard on yourself. I don't know what is this week, but my students are being very hard on themselves, and I'm like, no, you guys are doing 50-50. That's like really good. Honestly, doing 50-50 is like the highest percentage you're going to get. I don't know what you expect from Go, but Go is kind of unforgiving. You're supposed to lose more than you win. So doing 50-50 is pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, if you play your level, it's 50-50. If you are higher than 50-50, you rank up, and then you start losing more than you win. So it's like 40-60 or something. Um, so as soon as you get a higher than 50-50 win rate, you rank up, and then all of a sudden you're losing more than you're winning, and then you go 50-50 again. So 50-50 is kind of like you're supposed to be like 50-50 or like 40-60 most of the time.
Right.
It's when you get to 60% or 70% win rate, then it's like, okay, let's just rank up. So 50-50 is quite normal, and that's actually pretty good. It means you're playing really well at your rank. But yeah, you're facing humans. You're not supposed to. It's not a video game where you're supposed to win most of the time.
Right.
It's actually set up for you to fail. You have to overcome it.
Yeah, I had a lot of ladder anxiety before I took my 2 week break from Go. Like I had a ton. I would always like, oh geez, I really don't want to play. Like to the point where like I just wouldn't play for the day. I'm like, I don't want to like get in that mindset.
Yeah, if you are not careful, you get that very easily and Go.
Yeah. So I took that break. Me coming back, I just started playing games, and that's when I kind of like hit 16Q. I was just like, oh, like I don't care about it. But I definitely feel the anxiety like coming back. I'm like, oh geez, like I don't want to lose. But I just gotta power through it and just keep playing.
Yeah, you're doing good. Just keep playing. Honestly, I think if it helps, what helps me is meeting a quota. Just just meet that quota. Like
Right.
lose or win, just meet that quota. And just do your best. Honestly, the hardest part about ranking up is playing games. Play games. Just play the game and you're getting stronger. If you want to get better at Go, play games.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. And just do your best. You are gonna lose some. You are gonna make stupid moves. We're not perfect.
Right.
Um, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't put so much pressure on one game. Your results the last couple weeks have actually been pretty good. Don't put so much pressure on just one game. One game doesn't matter. You're not there's not money writing on it or anything else. So yeah, you're doing good. I think you're doing good.
Nope.
Look, I mean, on your profile it says I've lost 4 times to you. You're doing so well.
I've lost 4 times. What?
I have 0-1 games out of 4 games against Yog1. I guess teaching games or something. But you've beaten me like 4 times.
Yeah, you should be taking lessons from me. Honestly, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you're doing good. I sent you my notes. I think adding on some old Japanese games. Don't worry too much about the specifics. Just
Right.
kind of
Look at their shapes.
look at how they move around the board and just see how the shapes work. That will really help you out. But yeah, focus on the goal of the turn. You are doing good. You're about to move to 16Q. So we're going to be adding on attacking soon. But attacking is more about timing than anything else.
Okay.
Don't attack blindly. Don't attack every little thing. Just big moves are more important than attacking until certain conditions are met. Like they don't have a base or they're inside of your area of control. Okay.
Would you recommend a site to look at Japanese games from the 1800s and 1900s?
There's actually several. Let's see. GoKifu.com is super simple. So that one and replay these on a real board. I think is the most effective.
Oh yeah, I got mine next to me, so that works.
GoForGo.net I think costs $10, but I really like this one as well. This is one I use. Yeah, that's the one I use. And then it also there's an app that you can get as well that will also sync up to your account on here. So
Nice.
I can even review pro games from my phone. I think it's like one payment of $10 for the Go for Go though. I'm trying to think of any others. PS.Wall Theory, if you want pro games with your specific opening, and then you just look at the pro games. You go back on the year, or you sort it by year or whatever. So let's say I play let's say I play Chinese opening, and then I want to scroll through the years. Can I sort it by year? Doesn't look like
I'm
it.
on GoKifu.net right now. I'm looking. It doesn't look like it goes back farther than the 2000s.
Archive. Oh, you're right. Okay, Go for Go is probably your best
The
bet
best bet here. Okay.
because Go for Go definitely does. Yeah, let's see. Go for Go, and then I go to Go players. Let's do browse. I can do browse by date. 1970s. Older games before 1970s. Yeah. Otaka Hideo. Yeah, he's a famous guy. Go Sagan. Don't review Go Sagan games for the love of freaking peace.
Oh, but why
Don't.
not?
Go Sagan is very experimental. Like he created the new Fuseki era, so you see him experimenting a lot, and he's so good at sacrificing stuff. And I don't want you mimicking that because he's a lot better at calculating than you are. So don't sacrifice things willy nilly.
Oh.
It's not very basic. He was very experimental, and he's a Go Saint for that reason. He's very strong. But yeah, Go Saint's probably not ideal for this level. Someone said Shuei's games from about 1880 to 90s are a good reference. I also like Shuzaku. But yeah,
Oh, I use his I'm always excited when I can do the Shizaku's diagonal. I know it's like not the best, but I love doing it.
yeah. I mean, it's a strong shape. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. So yeah, I think you're doing well. Keep it up. I think you'll be 16Q very soon. And yeah, if there are no more questions, then I will see you when I see you.
All right, take care.
Have a good
Bye.
one. All right, and that will be it for today's stream.